Hey everyone, so I wanted to make this quick video for two reasons. One, as a slight update to the Facebook ads, creation aspect of sending traffic to your Messenger bot. And so also because if you've seen my previous video about this subject, I was in the middle of a mall at the kid area and while my kids were playing, so it was kind of loud. So I wanted to make this updated video to help make that a little bit easier to hear. But like I was saying originally, Facebook is starting to make some changes in some of the ad accounts with how it looks when you're setting up a Messenger ad. This is in some of my accounts, but not in all of them. So I'm assuming just because this seems to be a little bit more user-friendly, that this is the direction that they're going with it. So I wanted to make this video, and I'm assuming if your ad account does not look like this yet, that it will. And when it does, you will now know how to create an ad. It won't be too much of a shock to you. So with this ad, I'm going to show you really quick. I just created a quick test campaign. And using the objective of traffic, for Messenger ads, you can use traffic or you can use messages. The other option is conversions, but currently without pixel fires being done within Messenger through action steps, that this isn't really ideal. The only way to really make good use of conversions for a campaign objective with Messenger bots is if you're sending a ton of traffic into a bot that is then taking them to a website that is pixeled. But if you're not doing that, traffic and messages is more than good enough for the objective. So then if you're using traffic, when you go to the ad set, then you want to make sure you choose Messenger for the destination. It by default will be on website, so make sure that you do switch it to Messenger. And then choose your budget and schedule, the audience that you're wanting to target, placements, and then link clicks is your ideal aspect because you want people clicking the button or the link to get them into Messenger. You can reach people through daily unique reach or impressions, but you're wanting to make sure that you are having Facebook deliver it to people most likely to click on your ad because you want them into Messenger. Okay, so then when you go to the ad, this is where the magic happens with creating the connection between your Facebook ad and your Messenger bot. Now, when I create click to Messenger ads, I use what's known as the visual JSON method, which you'll see here in just a second with this new layout. Visual is just gone. It's not an option anymore. I mean, the name visual isn't there. So it's still the same thing. The premise is what happens is when someone clicks on your ad and they click the button, they will receive an initial message that you set up here in the ad setup. And then when they click the button in the Messenger, that button is actually connected to a keyword in your bot. So actually it fires off a flow from a keyword versus using a JSON growth tool. Now you can still use JSON growth tool if that's what you want to use. I like using what's called the visual method, JSON method, just because a few things. One of the main reasons is because you can actually use their first name, just so that way it's more relatable, more personable with that initial message. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let me scroll down. So, if you're creating the ad, make sure you have your creative, whether it be a photo or a video, that you have your ad copy, your headline, your call to action. Usually I have learn more. Where is that at? There it is, learn more. Usually I have learn more in the ad, but it also depends on the offer. If like you're saying, that you're having an offer for like an e-commerce store and that they can get a coupon code or whatever, then getting, get offer, giving that as a button option is totally doable. So whatever works best for what your offer is. So then down here under Messenger Setup, this is what is different now. So it says create new, start conversations, or generate leads, or advanced JSON setup. So if you're wanting to use the JSON growth tool, this is the advanced JSON setup is what you want to use. Because then when you hit edit, then this is where you put in the JSON growth tool code. But if you're doing the visual method, like I'm doing, you do start conversations. Now, if you do generate leads here, what this is you create this information. This is what Facebook came out with at F8, talking about having like a a bot, but it's not really a bot, but sort of is, where you can have questions that you can ask, but it doesn't really do a whole lot within your bot currently. So really being able to have user inputs within ManyChat is what I found the best way to collect information, ask questions. So that is the start conversation. So you click on start conversations and then you hit edit. And then this is where you put in here your initial message. So you still can't use emojis and you still have to have it under 150 characters, but you can use first name, which is great. So put here, you know, whatever you want for your call to action to get the offer of a free consultation. Click I want a consult below. And a lot of times too, what I do is I put this in quotes so they aren't confused too much. And so here where it says frequently asked questions, click on this and then choose quick replies. And then this is where you want to put here. Sometimes I just make it super simple on myself and I just highlight the whole thing and I hit copy and then paste. So then what that will do is it will then, when they click on this, it will trigger a keyword in your bot. So also save the template. You know, I usually make it so then that way I can go back and if I want to choose this one again, I can actually look at just the name where I don't have to go and look at every single one of them. But here's the cool thing. So you save and finish. You can now, under here where it says use existing, now you can actually edit it, which is great, because before it wouldn't let you edit it. You'd have to duplicate it, and it was, so that's why I think this is what Facebook is doing. It's a little bit more user friendly, where you can go in and edit the text, edit this initial message. So take that off of there. So then what you want to do is in your Facebook, in your ManyChat bot, under automation and keywords, you will want to set up a keyword that matches that exact button right here. So even just copy this and create a new keyword with this and have it attached to the flow that you want, or create a new flow. And just know when you're doing it this way versus JSON through the JSON growth tool, is that for to make sure that your message is congruent with the fact that they're going to get this initial message, right? So, you know, you want to say, okay, great, you know, we just need to ask you a few questions, you know, so make sure that it flows good, that you're not, you know, sending another message, initial opt-in message that, you know, maybe you were going to use for JSON, because the initial opt-in message for this is here in the ad setup itself. So yeah, so if you have any questions about this, go ahead and post them in the comments. Hopefully that helps. Thanks.